Alright, I should be getting to bed, but I'm feeling a little restless, so I figured I'd just get a video out of the way, because why not? So as of recording this, Aftershock Festival in Sacramento is 35 days away. Really solid lineup this year. I'm actually very excited, so I'm going to go over the top 10 bands that I am most anticipating for Aftershock. Starting with number 10, Avenged Sevenfold. I've been familiar with these guys since I was a child. I got to see them once, but that was at Aftershock 2016. But I didn't really catch a lot of their set. I ended up just chatting with an old friend I hadn't seen at the time, so I caught some of their set, but I just wasn't really too invested. But over this past year, I re-listened to their whole discography, and I think their new album is actually kind of interesting. And there's a handful of songs of theirs that I think are just awesome, and I would love to see be played live. To experience songs like Critical Acclaim would be really, really cool. And the more Waking the Fallen we get, the better. I love that album. It's going to be a really epic experience regardless, because they are one of the headliners. Meaning they'll be closing the night that they're actually scheduled to play. And I actually only have one other closer that's on my list, which we'll get to later on. Number 9 is See You Space Cowboy. I have seen them once at Swanfest 2022, and they were incredible. These guys are sasscore, metalcore. They bring just an incredible energy, incredible brutality. They are definitely not a band you want to miss if you're going. Straight up kick so much ass. I'm really excited for them. Same goes for my number 8, Traitors. Absolutely love Traitors. I've been following them since Short Fuse was brand new. And my god, just utter pummeling, crushing, low-tuned, heavy, brutal, hardcore, beat down, slow, sludgy, down-tempo, killer shit. I have had the good fortune of seeing them twice. First time, I believe, was in 2018. They were headlining in Sacramento, and they were playing with Signs of the Swarm. And I think it must have been David's first tour with them. So at that point, they were still actually playing songs from their first 2 albums, off of the Disfigurement of Existence, which I wish they would do nowadays. But I digress. It was an incredible show, even though their the stage setup wasn't very, very good. But I ended up seeing them early 2019 with Angel Maker, and that show was just killer. And both shows were in Sacramento. First was at the Den of Sin. Second one was at the Holy Diver, which unfortunately is closed now. Really sad. But the sound was actually captured a whole lot better at that show. I can only imagine just how insane they're going to sound with the systems that they got on each of the stages for Aftershock. Number 7 is Limp Bizkit. I just really, really want to be in the pit for Break Stuff. That's it. If I can just do that, I will die happy. There's not a lot of other Limp Bizkit material I really care for, but I know that they're just going to bring so much energy and chaos. And more than likely, they'll be the second or third to last act for the day that they're playing. And I just know it's just gonna be a killer show. Number 6 is Polyphia. We're really getting into these guys lately. Wicked talented. Each of these guys, they really deserve to be on one of the main stages. The talent that these guys possess, just the dazzling, incredible songs that they put together, and their songwriting, and just the way they sound, the way they play, is just incredible, gorgeous even. And to actually just witness what they do on these records, but in a live setting, it is just going to be incredible. I'm really looking forward to seeing them. Number 5 is Megadeth. Now, I'm not nearly as big of a Megadeth fan as I was back in high school. I actually haven't seen them since the year I was in, the year I graduated. Yeah, it's been 10 years since I've actually seen Megadeth last, so to see them live again, especially at Aftershock, finally, I think is going to be really, really cool. I'm hoping they pull out some deep cuts here and there, because like I said, I used to be a gigantic Megadeth fan. Nowadays, not so much, but I still have a huge appreciation for them. Didn't really like their last album too much, but Dystopia was really cool, and I still look up to Dave to this day, Dave Mustaine, as a guitar player. So odds are they're going to put on a really great show, because they really don't mess around when it comes to production and tightness in their performance and all that. Number 4 is Pantera. Now, I've seen various clips over the past year or so of Pantera performing here and there, and it looks great. It sounds great. I think like they're just firing on all cylinders. And I'm a big Zakk Wylde fan. I have been for years and years and years. And just to see all these songs come to life with big production, I think is going to be fantastic. Because like throughout high school and the years afterwards, I listened to a lot of Pantera. Not so much nowadays. But back in, I think it was 2017, 2018, I did get to see all these Pantera, like a whole bunch of these Pantera songs performed at Aftershock by Phil Anselmo and the Illegals. And that was really cool, but like there wasn't, you know, fancy stage production. They were one of the earlier acts in the day, but it was still like cool to see, you know, even though it wasn't like anywhere close to the same experience that like this current tour that Pantera is doing. So to see them Aftershock, like I think they'll probably be the second to last act of the night that they're playing, will be really freaking cool. Alright, number 3, Death Clock. I finally get to see Death Clock. Oh my god. Death Album 4 just came out and it's really solid. I've wanted to see these guys since high school. Like this has been a decade plus coming. And the fact that like I'm finally going to witness them performing is so awesome. like come on, it's Death Clock. Alright, number 2. Even though I've seen these guys 4 times now, I think. Yeah, 4 times. Tool. Tool, it easily, like, the best concerts I have ever been to. Each one, just amazing. Fantastic shows. Every single time. And I'm probably going to drop acid during their set this year. I'm really excited to see them again. Like every opportunity that they come around, like I have to see them. I'm really eager to see like what their set's going to be, because I'm not spoiling anything for any of these bands, for any bands that are playing this year. I want it all to be a surprise. So as long as the set list is a little bit more like shaken up from the last few times I've seen them, that's all I can ask for, really. I do really hope like to see Rosetta Stone. I heard that they've been practicing that one, and I hear that they're breaking out some oldies for this tour as well. So that means we might get some stuff off of Undertow, which they don't really play from that much, and maybe even Opiate. If that's the case, I'd love to see Bottom or Flood, or hell, Sober would be awesome. I would check out their performance from San Francisco last year, January 2022. Just check out the performance of Sober. Like, it was so hype. Like it was the second song that they were playing, and that opening bass riff, just, it was extended. So Justin just kept on playing it like again and again, until finally like a bunch of feedback, and then the drums kick in. It was explosive. Like it was like a giant orgasm. And then that big screeching guitar band comes in. Incredible. If they do that again, like just to witness that again, I will probably transcend. I just know that I'm gonna be happy when I see them. So like I'm that's why they're this high on my list. But before we get to number 1, I want to go through some honorable mentions real quick. First honorable mention, Daughtry. Daughtry is playing at Aftershock. What's this, 2006? 2007? What's going on here? I did see something really interesting regarding Daughtry. Apparently there's a clip of him covering a Sleep Token song acoustically, like on tour. He covered Chokehold. And I think that's just like the coolest thing ever. Sleep Token, huh? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Anyway, Converge. Converge is incredible. They go so hard. Kind of like See You Space Cowboy, they're just going to bring utter chaos. It's going to be relentless. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they bring. And Queens of the Stone Age. Love Josh Homme. Love their style of rock. I mean, I know they're probably not going to play any Kaya songs, but one can dream. If they play In My Head and The Way You Used to Do, I will be one happy boy. I just still need to finish their discography. Next honorable mention is The Who. Mongolia! Enough said. I've heard a lot about these guys. I hear they put on an amazing show, so there's no damn way I'm going to miss it. Next up is Deaf Heaven. I mean, come on, Sunbather just turned 10 years old. Maybe they'll play a whole bunch off of that one. Really excellent black metal. Apparently they're from San Francisco, which actually isn't too far from me, so that's really interesting. And last honorable mention, before I get to my number 1, is Suicide Silence. I have seen these guys 4 times, I think, and they're just a ton of fun. it's always a fun ass time when they're playing. And their new album's not too bad. Like I would say it's the best with Eddie so far. Got to see them on Chaos and Carnage last year in May with Carnifex and Lorna Shore and a handful of other bands, and they were killer. They were great, as they always are. Alright, and as for my number one most anticipated band for Aftershock, the band I'm most excited to see, it should come as no surprise, it's Sleep Token. I cannot tell you how excited I am to witness Sleep Token performing live in person. I mean, just look at my video of me reacting to the Aftershock lineup being announced. You will see my excitement. It would demonstrate like exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, hell, I have a tier list video of every single song of theirs. They can basically like pretty much play anything. I'd be very happy. But in particular, Akurija, Vor, I would lose my mind. Less likely, Ascensionism, which is arguably like my favorite song from them. It's hard to say. Take Me Back to Eden. Those would just be amazing songs to play. But particularly, if they play Nazareth, I will probably just start screaming involuntarily. I will be absolutely losing my fucking mind. I guess I'll just leave it at that. So, are you going to Aftershock? Let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like on this video. It helps with the algorithm, supposedly. Who friggin' knows? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what bands you are most excited to see at Aftershock. And be sure to check out my other videos, especially the ones I mentioned earlier, if you could, please. Or not. Or just don't. It doesn't matter. As long as you enjoy.